Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now all mattresses are on sale, plus free home delivery during our Cyber Week sale. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Welcome. We're here. It's time. It's another episode of Gopher's Workshop. Welcome back to Gopher's Workshop. I'm your host, Aaron. Had to throw everybody completely off there, right?
You ever see the movie Good Morning Vietnam?
Yeah.
I feel like every episode is you just did, holy shit, just as loud as you can. I don't know what our level, like we check levels beforehand and then you're immediately like, I'm going to fuck all that up.
Well, so yeah, I'm your host, Aaron. Joining me as always is not as begrudging today, Chris. Oh, look at you.
I'm too tired to begrudge. It's a lot of work to be as grumpy as I am.
So, along with the theme of throwing everyone off for today's episode, I have a topic for today. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Chris, years of experience have taught you many things for 40K, correct?
Many things, not all of them good.
One of those is how to be a cheap bastard, right?
Yeah.
So today's episode is going to be all about Chris teaching us how to make 40K cheaper to play.
Sure, absolutely. And there's a handful of things you can do. We'll start with, and I know we always do this, but it's intentional. I'm going to start with Space Marines because that's the majority of what people play. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not currently playing Marines, you probably played Marines at some point because it was cheap to get into because your buddy gave you some extra attack Marines sitting around or whatever. Or maybe you'll get into Marines at some point. So we'll start there and then we'll hit some other stuff if we got time. So for starters, kit bashing. Especially in the current game, there are plenty of things where you can take a unit and all you have to do is switch a base and switch a gun and it's a whole different unit. Sometimes you don't even have to switch the base, right? Like a bunch of them are on 32s for Marines. Some of them are on 40s. Like buy a box of infiltrators. Okay. You get 10 dudes. They're all in Phobos armor. You're probably going to use a 5-man infiltrator. So you have 5 more dudes. Why are you buying a Phobos captain or a lone op lieutenant, which is in a combo box, which is expensive and also hard to get? And like, again, a little bit of green stuff work. I know that's not easy and that takes some practice and some getting used to, but a little bit of green stuff work. And you could turn one of those Phobos guys into a Phobos librarian. You don't even have to green stuff work. You could arguably, I have some extra heads from my buddy who plays Dark Angels, who has a hood. You're already halfway to a Phobos librarian just by putting a hood on the guy. So again, you buy a 10-man box of infiltrators, you get a 5-man squad. It's what you were going to play anyway. You take the other 5 dudes and you turn him into 3 to 5 characters, and you have spent the same $50 or $60 MSRP on a box of infiltrators that you're going to spend on infiltrators anyway. And then instead of making a second 5-man infiltrator or a second 5-man incursor that you didn't actually want, you made all of the characters you could ever need that are in Phobos armor. And normally characters are MSRP $45 a piece. Mm-hmm. Just money glitch, found it. Don't have to buy characters. And you can rinse and repeat this with a bunch of things. I talked last episode, I believe, about Company Heroes. Mm-hmm. Company Heroes is a trash tier data sheet, and it's a amazing box. Why? Because I spend $50 on 4 dudes, but all 4 are unique enough to be characters. I get an ancient because I got to do with the banner. I take the one regular guy and now he's a captain, and I take this other dude and I turn him into a lieutenant, and I take this other dude and now he's a psyker. Like, again, it's an extremely efficient box. You can spend $60 once and get 4 characters, or you can spend $45 for each character to get the actual, okay, but here's an ancient model.
Mm-hmm.
He's like $40. It's not worth buying characters most of the time. Now, obviously, named characters, they have unique sculpts. You can clearly tell that guy is a, Belial, the Dark Angels guy, because we talked about him. That is Sanguinius. That is like, we know those specifically named characters, and people can tell that it's a specifically named character. But also, even if we got the actual GW sculpts, do you think your local Votann player is going to tell the difference between a Phobos captain and a Phobos lieutenant? Yeah, they're different sculpts and they're different models, but also, do you really need to buy a lieutenant if you already bought the captain? He's a lieutenant today. Like, we're done. Moving on, right? So part of what I'm getting at here, and this applies to every faction, not just Space Marines, but I'm giving examples for Space Marines, right? Your characters are very expensive. And if they're not named, there's a strong argument to you don't need to buy the characters. You can take a regular unit, because almost all the characters are based on a unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drakari, the witches, I think, are based upon, or the succubus is based upon the witches. You can just upgrade a witch to a thing. You could take a sister's Repentia and then, not Repentia. You can take one of the sisters models, upgrade some of the war gear, and now it's your canoness, right? So this applies to all factions. Characters are expensive. If they're named, everyone can tell who Celestine is. And trying to kit bash a Celestine is probably going to cost you as much as buying the Celestine. Just buy the Celestine. But if it's just a regular captain or canoness or lieutenant or whatever the name is for your faction, just buy the regular box of dudes. Way back in the day when things were cheaper, but also we were all more broke because we were young and dumb and whatever else. Yet, like, I told all of my friends, I'm like, no, we're buying a box of TAC Marines. None of us want TAC Marines, but we're going to buy a box of TAC Marines and we're going to buy a thing of bases, and then we're going to split it amongst ourselves. So we'll all pitch into this, and now we all have like 3 characters apiece or 2 characters apiece. Why would you ever buy a captain?
Mm-hmm.
So now that's characters. And again, that works across the board. Another one that I've actually really pushed lately, and by lately, I mean like this year, but one of the things I've really pushed is suppressors.
Oh.
Everybody knows I love suppressors. God, they're my favorite.
Just so you know, he's currently doing this right now as we're recording this episode.
Don't look at me. So suppressors are extremely hard to get, right? The Vanguard box is in stock, out of stock. Also, you're buying this box of suppressors, Vanguard box, and getting all of these infiltrators and all of the eliminators. And like, I don't want eliminators, man. I've already got them. They came in the Indominus box. Why? I just want suppressors. They do not ever, period, have not sold suppressors by themselves. So you can spend buckets of money on suppressors and then try to recoup some of it to get back to a reasonable price by selling your friends or your local shop eliminators and infiltrators, because I don't need this many infiltrators. Or jump pack intercessors. You can buy a box of jump pack intercessors. Don't put arms on them. You just build the body in the jump pack. Okay. Now I have the core model. And I would also like to point out, this is a more stable model because those little clear sticks suck. Hate them so
totally
much.
Do.
Anyway.
I've broken them a billion times.
Yep. So now you have the core body, but you need an autocannon. Well, let's go over to Horus Heresy. They have a heavy weapons upgrade kit. Comes with autocannons and las cannons and Volkite. And okay, we can't use Volkite in 40K, but doesn't matter, right? Because now I buy 2 boxes of jump pack intercessors at $50 a piece. Then I buy 1 box of heavy weapon upgrades, which I think is another 40 or 45, something like that after discount. I can build 3 squads of 3 suppressors, maximum number. Never have to buy suppressors again. I've already spent less than 2 boxes of Vanguard Spearhead or whatever it's called. We've already saved money
for effectively what used to be the price of a box for Vanguard. Now, since Vanguard have been back in stock, it's gone back down, but it's slightly over, I think, a price of a box now. Just slightly. I want to say it's like $30 over.
Yeah, it's like slightly over. But again, I got 3 squads at this point.
The thing you actually wanted, you spent $30 more and got 3
all 3. Maximum number.
Yeah.
Could not ask for another suppressor. And then we still haven't saved enough money because I still have 1 extra JPI, right? Because it's 2 boxes, 5x5 or 2x5. So that means I've made 9 dudes. I have a 10th dude. Well, now that 10th dude, I make a captain and jump pack. I could make a chaplain and jump pack. All I need to get is a couple of bits. And especially for a captain, right? Like I need a thunder hammer out of my intercessor kit, or I need a like shield that comes out of one of my like whatever other kits, right? It doesn't take much. And that captain or chaplain is another $35 to $45 worth of savings.
Yep.
So now that we said we spent an extra $30 in order to get 3 squads instead of 1 with extra shit I didn't want, I have actually spent $0 extra to get the captain I wanted for my actual JPI and or Vanguard vets. And I have 3 units of suppressors. Again, if you're willing to put in just this much hobby time, and I would like to point out for these suppressors, there is like 0 conversion needed here. The arms that come with the Horus Heresy kit fit. You have to like, okay, there's 2 different like poses for the arms. And depending on which way the knees are kind of hiked, you have to know which, like figure out which arms go with which knee, like configurations so the gun sits properly. But there is no alterations. These are straight attached to, arm to body, and it works. That alone saves buckets of money. And the number one reason I've gotten people pushing back in store when I say suppressors are good, you should run suppressors. Suppressors are cheap, they're fast, they're useful. They have all these things that are going for them. And the only complaint I ever get about suppressors is like, man, but that's going to be so expensive. It's so hard to get. JPI are never out of stock. They're never out of stock. So it's really not that bad. And specifically suppressors, because I feel the need to push them because they're the greatest. Everyone who says, I don't know if suppressors are good enough, they either play against me or I convince them to play with them. And it takes 1 game and they're like, oh, I see what you're saying. These are pretty good. I'm telling you, suppressors are amazing. Anyway.
Get off your suppressor kick.
It's undeniably good, right? Everyone who says they're not good is because they haven't played with them or they haven't played against them. Even the people who I've had Custodes players being like, I don't know if they're that good. Also, like, you're doing all this work to build suppressors, and I don't even know, I don't know that it's worth it. And then Custodes player plays against him. He's like, man, everything that wanted to fight being -1 to hit the whole game sucked a lot. And you spent how many points on suppressors? Well, 3 units times 75 points. So still under 300 points by a lot. Was that 225? So I had 3 units to do actions, 3 units to hold objectives, and 3 units that say your units aren't very good at their job anymore. And the Custodes player is like, God, they're way better than I thought they were. I should have prioritized them with my guns. I'm like, yeah, your guns are kind of shit as Custodes player. You're meant to melee. But also your guns, if they were just shooting in the back, killing suppressors the whole game, and then charging the thing you wanted to, halfway through the game, you wouldn't have been suppressed. They're super good. Anyway, all right, moving on.
So, before we go any further, we've been talking about Marines. You even mentioned we were talking a lot about Marines. It's the easiest thing, a lot of players. So let's talk about something that we're going to get kickback on. And I want you to help me figure out a way to make this cheaper for players.
Sure.
Knights. How do I make knights cheaper? They're giant robots. Each one of them's like $100, if not more.
More.
It's crazy. It's expensive, but also it's the cheapest army to play.
Correct. And
By a
that's
long front.
that's point one to be made.
Mm-hmm.
You see the sticker price and you're like, that's $140. Holy shit, that's a lot. It's really not, because you are buying half the number of kits that everybody else is buying. So yes, there's a sticker shock, but if you can take a step back and look at what is my list cost, Knights are kind of the cheapest. Now, the reason Knights are seen as expensive is because what happens when I built my Knight and I chose thermal gun and chain gun and I don't want to use that anymore? Well, I got to spend another $140? No. There are certain factions, especially the bigger the model, you need to learn how to magnetize. If you magnetize, even your war dogs, right? War dogs are relatively cheap, at least compared to like sticker price wise, right? So if you magnetize them, then what happens when the meta changes and all of a sudden you need autocannons instead of meltaguns? What happens when they introduce, oh man, Morax is super cheap all of a sudden, I want to run him. Well, if you magnetized, worst case, you're like, well, I got to go find a claw off like some Redemptor Brutalis Dreadnought, and then I'll magnetize that. And then now I took all of my Armigers and converted them to a crazy expensive Forge World version for nothing. Right? Like, again, even if you make the argument of I have my Armigers and then I need the claws, so I have to go buy a kit for claws. You could go on GW's website, page Forge World prices, which is a lot, to get some claws and get a Morax. Or for less than a Morax, you could go buy a Brutalis and you just steal his arms. I'm not saying that this isn't a waste of plastic. It kind of is. But also, if you're worried about how much does it cost you to play the thing you want to play, still cheaper.
Here's the thing, though. You don't even have to steal the claws, right? This is great because if you're a Marine player, there's options for a Brutalis Dreadnought. So you can still take the claws and still have a playable Brutalis Dreadnought. It's not like you took the arms entirely.
Yep. So there's a bunch of different ways to save money, even with Knights. Mm-hmm. And again, Knights are the cheapest because of how few kits you have to buy. You could make it even cheaper. And part of what makes this cheaper isn't the initial buy-in, right? The initial buy-in is still expensive because big sticker price and whatever. But the idea is doing this magnetizing on from the beginning. I decided I'm playing Knights. I don't know how to magnetize, but I need to figure it out. Does this save you money? No. But does a year from now, 2 years from now, you get a new codex, you get a new detachment, you get a new data sheet that allows you to take war gear that you, in a combination you haven't been able to take before. Now you're saving buckets of money. That's worth it. People who magnetize their Canis Rex. He's Canis Rex. He's a named guy. There are no options. But if you magnetized him anyway, when the new Knight Defender came out, well, now conversion gun. No, I could swap out an arm. I could swap out the top hat, and all of a sudden my Canis Rex became a Defender. I didn't have to buy a new Defender. That's it. Oh, well, we didn't have the energy shield bit on top before. And you know what every Marine player probably has sitting around? The little shield dome that came from their Impulsor or Gladiator. That's it.
Yep.
you just can I borrow your little shield dome from your Impulsor? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Put a magnet in the bottom, put it on top of my Knight. Look, it's a Defender. Hooray. That's it. Again, if you want to save money in this game, you totally can. Saying it's too expensive to do X or Y is kind of laziness, right? It's not that it's not that it's cheap, right? You could totally get into some other game cheaper. You can go play Blood Bowl for buy a single kit at $60 and you're done. Like, I'm not saying you can't get cheaper games, but also this game does not need to be so expensive that you can't afford it.
Agreed. I will say I sat down a long time ago for another podcast, and I actually priced out like what the cheapest faction to play would be, just straight up dollar for dollar, and it's knights.
Yeah,
by a large amount. Like, you can walk in and pay about $400 or $500 and walk out with an entire army.
Sure. So let's go on the opposite end, though. Right? We're talking about making the cheap thing cheaper. There are several factions that are extremely expensive. The one that everyone quotes all the time is AdMech. Okay? I hear you. AdMech's expensive. I can't argue that it's not the most expensive faction to play. However, off only what I've already said, I am going to argue it's not as expensive as you're saying. The most expensive kit in 40K is the little chicken walker that's in AdMech. There's 4 different weapon options, 2 different data sheets. Each data sheet has different weapon options.
Let's clarify.
So there's 4 different versions of this thing that comes out of the same kit.
There is a more expensive kit, but we don't talk about Titan.
Playable kit. All right, fine. Playable kit. But again, you're talking about like, it's the most expensive kit per point that you put on the table.
Yep.
It makes you have all the options to do a little magnetizing, and you can make 4 different units effectively. Well, it turns out if you magnetize them, I can buy half the number of those. Are they still expensive dollar per point? Absolutely. But also, if you're complaining about, I don't want to get into AdMech because it's so expensive, I want you to buy like 9 of those things. You mean 4, not 9, 4, and then you magnetize them, and it doesn't matter what the meta does. I got what I need.
So it sounds like a lot of magnetizing and kit bashing is the way to make this game cheaper.
You're right. And again, when I say kit bashing does not have to be, well, I've got to green stuff this and I've got to like find this bit from a friend. Like, kit bashing can be extremely simple. Again, the suppressors are a great example of, you buy the Horus Heresy weapons and you put it on the regular 40K jump pack guys. Technically, that's kit bashing. Also, did I have to make an alteration to even a single bit? No. Kit bashing can be very simple if you want it to be. Same goes for the infiltrators, right? My infiltrator captain is an infiltrator that I put on a 40 millimeter base. That's it. There's no kit bashing. He's on the bigger base and he has the right war gear because he's an infiltrator. So he's got a bolt gun and he's got a little knife, and that's it. There's nothing special about it. Technically kit bashed. Technically saved, like, instead of buying a $45 kit for this captain, I spent $6 on 5 bases that were 40 millimeter. That's it. I already had the infiltrator sitting around from my infiltrator kit. I spent $6 and I got a $45 character. Also, I have 4 extra bases, and that just because they're free at this point, right? I've already saved money. And I still have 4 other dudes that are Phobos sitting over here on the sprue that are effectively free because I bought it for the 5-man infiltrator I was actually putting in my list. Which means I still have 4 more free characters. Oh man, Lone Op Lieutenant is in this combo box and it's out of stock right now. What am I going to do about it? How about he's free? I have these 4 bases. I only need 1 of them. I have these 4 infiltrator characters in Phobos armor. I'm going to clip off the little antennas and I'm going to... There he is. He's done. Hooray. You know how you can tell him apart from the captain? He's on my home objective standing by himself. Done. Figured it out. It's extremely easy to save money.
Here's a big question for you. And I'm going to propose this to you. We've come up with some ideas, right? We're kit bashing, we're magnetizing, we're doing all the things, right?
If it's not a named character, we've stopped buying characters.
Yep. We've done it all, right? We've saved a bucket of money. Here's the other option, or here's the other question, I should say. I see across the internet all the time. Calling you out, Reddit. And you know what? Jokes aside, it's not just Reddit, right? It's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's Twitter. All over the place, I see this question. Every time, two things always get released. Combat Patrols and Battle Force boxes. Everybody asks the same question. Is it worth me buying this? Is it worth... I want to start Space Marines. Is it worth me getting the Dark Angels Combat Patrol? Is it worth me getting the Space Marine Battle Force box? This is the question I see all the time across the internet. The question I propose to you is it cheaper to do these things? And if it is, which one's the better option?
Okay, so if we start with Marines, let me start by saying your Combat Patrol says it's for this faction. Start by ignoring the shit out of what faction it's for. I know it says Dark Angels, but also, unless there's Dark Angel specific units in there, it's just a Marine box. Heavy Intercessors are heavy Intercessors. Hellblasters apply to everybody. You have to have something specific to that faction in there. Otherwise, it's not actually that box. It's a Marine box. I don't care what they said. So you can immediately take a step back and say, well, it turns out the new Ultramarine Combat Patrol, the only thing that's Ultramarine in there is Tig. The character, that's it. All Combat Patrols are a discount box, which means you are usually getting the character for free, or you're getting some portion of a unit for free. If Tig's free, then if I like the rest of what's in the box, it's still a discount box. Why not buy that, sell Tig off to my friend, to my store, to the eBay? I don't care. And now I don't care how much I get for Tig. I could literally sell them for $10. But it turns out I was going to buy all these dudes anyway. And because they gave me Tig for free, I got $10 off one of these kits. Done. I've already made money. Now you go to the Battle Force boxes for like Christmas, right? Biggest discount GW gives on any product across the board, period. Objectively, you are getting a minimum of one unit free. And it's not the character that's like the little librarian guy. No, it's like the Tyranid box. You are getting one of those $40 plus $60 kits that's a monster for free. Well, if that's the case, I don't care that I need that character or that monster or whatever. It's a free thing. I literally buy it because I want, and this is what I'm actually trying to say. If you need at least half of what's in any of these discount boxes, it is probably the right way to go. Because you are going to buy 2 of these kits. Like, again, we can go Combat Patrol. I was going to buy 2 kits. I was going to buy the Troop Choice for Drukhari, and I was going to buy one of these monster units. Well, you've already spent $60 and $60 here, like what, $120 MSRP? Well, MSRP on a Combat Patrol is what, 150, 160? You're damn near already there. And that's two units, only 2.
2 out of the 4 to 5 you're going to get in there.
You get at least 4 or 5 because you get 3 to 4 units usually plus a character. Yep. There's always a character. And again, that character is $45. Saying that you get the character for free, like, oh yeah, you're getting 1 model free. No, you're getting $40 free. It's not like you're getting like, oh, you got 1 free Hellblaster. Okay, well, who cares? You get 1 free character, and it's like, no, but that's like dinner for me and the family. Like the whole family. For free.
As a family of 7, I can vouch for this.
Like, it's okay, maybe not if you have a family of 7.
Oh no, it'll cover it. You're just not eating real good.
But yeah, no, the combat patrols, the battle force boxes, whenever an army box comes out, like with the codex and stuff, again, you were going to buy the codex to get the code. You were going to buy a unit out of there. And between those two things alone, you've already paid for half the box. So help me if you actually use something else in there. And again, on all of these, let's say, well, I'm going to use like 3 out of 5 out of that. Okay, well, one of them was free. So again, you sell that and it helps pay for the fourth one that wasn't free. And then you sell the fourth one that you didn't want. And now you for sure made probably one of those 3 that you did want also free. All of these discount boxes are extremely good. Again, some of the discount boxes are, especially in Marines, because they have such variety. Some of them have a bunch of stuff like, don't buy the Blood Angels box if you're not playing Blood Angels.
Yeah,
it's like all Sanguinary Guard. It doesn't help you. But also, again, go look at the Iron Hands box. Why not buy the Iron Hands box? It has a bunch of stuff that I would totally use in my list. It's discounted. So what if I'm not going to use the character? I mean, I probably am, but also like now I'm an Ultramarine player. I'm still willing to buy the Iron Hands box. I don't care about the character. Worth it.
So the answer in all of this is both of them are worth getting. If you need at least 2 to 3 things out of the box, just get it.
Yeah, I would say half. You need at least half.
You need at least half
to be wanted.
The best bang for your buck is always going to be the Battle Force, right? Because they give you the biggest things, the coolest things,
it's
the most of things.
It's objectively the most discounted box. If you were to buy all of those things individually, you're going to pay more than if you were like comparing combat patrols or whatever else.
Well, at any rate, I think we've hammered it home some good ways to save some dollars to play the 40K.
Yep. And again, I know I keep referencing Marines, but this applies to all factions. Again, Sisters players, stop buying non-named characters. It ain't worth it.
Yep.
Same goes for Tau. Why are you buying a fire cadre? Take an extra fire warrior and just give them a fancy hat. You don't need to buy non-named characters.
So all that being said, I have some pointers to throw at you to save some dollars too that I've learned over the years. And then we're going to go take ourselves a lovely little mid-break. So first thing you can do to save yourself a bucket of dollars is you can go halvesies on some boxes.
2-player kill team boxes.
Absolutely amazing.
People have them all the time. It's like, what, you got the new, like the Tau Space Wolf box, right? It's like, I don't play Tau, but also I'm not going to buy that because I don't play Tau. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to go out all my friends that play Tau and be like, hey, are you buying the new kill team box? Oh, you are?
You'll go halvesies?
You want it to be cheaper? I'll just fix that for you.
Right? So you can go halvesies on some boxes. Next best thing you can do is you can always reach out to your friends too. When you're doing your kit bashing and you have a group of friends that are also 40K fanatics, I guarantee you they got sprues. If you're playing the same faction, sometimes you're not even playing the same faction, just adjacent factions. Ask your friends if they got some extra bits for their sprues to make those characters, to make those, I don't know, those weapon options.
Yep.
Ask. I honestly have a truckload of spare bits. We could honestly get down here and make like almost entire Marine bodies out of the bits that we have.
And bits are important, not just because you need the right war gear or whatever else, but also it can do a lot for you for basically free, right? Because like once I build my dude, these extra heads, these extra whatever, I don't need them. But also we can talk about not just within Marines, but like we're not playing the same faction. Okay, well, it turns out Death Watch, they like to have the Xenophase blade that's a Necron blade. Hey, Necron player, can I borrow some of your extra, Lich Guard weapons because you built the Triarch guys? Or whether it's Votan or Marines, they should be going to their Tyranid player and being like, hey, can I borrow some extra warrior heads that you're not using so that I can kit bash and make my lone op lieutenant actually look like the lone op lieutenant.
Yep.
Or I can make like, again, I can take Bury. You'd spend $50 on Bury. Or you could take one of your regular Votan guys, get a spear from the Custodes, get a Necron bits so that you can kind of cover him in Necron like carapace. You don't have to buy Bury if you don't want to.
Yep.
He's a named character. I have no problem with you buying named characters. But also, you still don't have to.
You're right. The last thing I recommend to save yourself some dollars is check out your local game stores. We, as a reference, we sell used models, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are not the only ones out there in existence. And with a little bit of elbow grease, so you use some simple green and some toothbrush. Look, you have a new model, and you can paint it all up, and you saved a bucket of dollars doing it.
Yep. Because we sell our used models at half of what we would sell it for new in box.
Yep.
So like, yeah, you probably gotta strip it, clean it up.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes, yeah, they're really
But let's
nice.
say you
don't need
did. Again, I can't afford it. It's too expensive. Well, how much is your time worth? Because if you're sitting around at home on the couch doing nothing but eating chips anyway, you could spend that hour while you're watching your, soaps just cleaning them up.
You're right,
And
Grandma.
now you saved, I said soaps, but it applies to whatever animu or whatever else it is you're watching. But I said it to be funny, and you took it very serious.
I did. Yeah, great.
But yeah, again, you can just spend time so that you spend half the money, and all you have to do is spend a little extra time, not dollars. And again, it makes the whole game more affordable. It allows you to switch factions potentially. That's a big cost starting a new faction. Yeah, but what if everything was half priced? Yeah, I got to spend extra time repriming, and I got to spend extra time doing this and that. Yeah, but it's half the price. That's worth some time.
Yep. So there's all the pointers we have. Oh, Chris got one more.
So I got one more, and this is kind of irrelevant to us, and it's become less relevant in the modern age. But for you and your friends that want to play at home, back in the day, we used to find interesting ways to make setting up a table cheap. Nowadays, 3D printers galore and all this other stuff, but that still costs money, right? You had a couple $100 on the 3D printer itself. Plus, it's been sitting around for a while, so I got to get some new resin, and then also I got to buy the STL, and then it probably fails a couple of times. That's more money. I'm not saying that it's free. That's still expensive, but also we used to play for free. You need terrain. I hear you. See this textbook? I'm going to put this textbook on the table. It's a forest because it's made of trees. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go get some cans of soup and I'm going to stack them up and look, that's an industrial complex because it's a bunch of cans. Literally, you can play for pretty cheap. Is it the prettiest? No. And we've all, especially with 3D printers and local game stores like us supplying the terrain, we've gotten used to some pretty bougie things. I'm not saying it isn't nice that all that's been fixed for the most part. Go play in a local game store. They probably have terrain for you. Do that. But again, we're coming up on winter, right? What happens when we get snowed in? It's a school day.
Well, I want a 40K.
You're right. It's we get snowed in. Kids are home. You know what? You want to play a game of 40K? Let's go down to the basement. Well, I don't have terrain. I don't care. Again, you don't need that. It's another way that you can make the game cheaper than you realize. And this is another reason why I feel like it used to be worse, but nowadays some people still complain about no, they can't play at home. They have to play in the shop because they can't afford terrain, because they can't afford this and that. It costs nothing.
I'm not even kidding you when I say, when I first started playing 40K, I would play every day that I could. And originally, it was quite the drive to come to the shop for me to play. So I soup canned it. I textbooked it. I built out of my children's Legos. I had terrain.
That
It wasn't
totally
prettiest,
works,
but
right?
I got my practice games in right before my first GT ever. I felt good, and it
Yep.
worked.
And again, I give these examples not because I'm like, that'd be funny. I've done these, right?
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago when I was like first learning 40K, it wasn't 20 years ago, but whatever time it was, back in the old days, I did the thing, right? I put out a textbook and that was a forest, and we got some cans from the fridge, and we didn't Lego necessarily, but also we'd take other things and just like get hinges from the like garage that I don't know why I have these, and you like set them up, and like here's the corner of the building and here's the other corner of the building, and like we're just gonna pretend there's a wall between them. Like again, you can do all kinds of things. It does not have to be expensive.
Yep. Not to mention, if you're going halvesies on boxes, especially the Kill Team ones, you're gonna get some terrain. Save it.
Yeah,
You can
specifically
get the terrain itself.
Yep,
I've seen that.
Kill Team specifically, they like to throw terrain at you.
Yep.
If you save them, you can stack them up. They're pretty uniform rectangles, so you could really make whatever size and shape building you need.
Yep.
Totally worth it.
So, all of this, we've come to the realization that we don't really have time for mid-break today. So, instead, we're going to do an end break.
Break me.
Break me.
I tell you what, I'll do the break. Here's your break.
Okay.
So I appreciate
like it.
I appreciate you guys listening to us and supporting us in whatever way you can. We have Patreon. We have a web store /store, so you can totally buy from us. We'll ship to you wherever you need. We still do a discount. We appreciate all the support. As you know, we've been kind of trudging through some hiccups and some different issues we've been having in order to get all this running. Thank you for bearing with us through all that. That being said, we are still working on getting better.
Yeah.
And part of us getting better is being able to afford certain things for the studio. And one of the ways we could do that is by being monetized at all, which we are currently not. If
We
you
are making pennies.
On some platforms, some we're still making none.
God.
So speaking of that, even if you're listening to us on Spotify or
Yep.
whatever, if you could jump over to our YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, that will help
Yep.
get us to the thresholds to get monetized. Again, if you want to listen to the YouTube, I'm on board, right? I could use the watch hours, I could use the whatever.
Yep.
But also, even if that's not your thing, you prefer Spotify, you're driving in the car and that's just easier on your phone, I'm on board. Just please jump over and subscribe, because that's one of the things we need to get monetized.
Yep.
And costs you nothing but like 30 seconds. It'll help us out a ton.
Yeah. To bring it all into a nutshell, we are trying to do a fun, cool thing for you. As our listeners, we love you very much. As our patrons, we love you a little more. Only for right now. No,
See how
all
this
jokes
works.
aside, any amount of money that we get goes directly right into this, right back into this. We're doing. We're just finishing up the last edits on our first bat rep, which should be coming out hopefully within the next couple weeks. Which is going to be Necrons versus Blood Angels.
Yep.
Get
It should be out this week or next. By
Yeah.
the time you're listening to this, it's probably this week.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
soon, very
and
soon.
Again, we're already currently right now as you're listening to this, we've already released at least 3 shorts on how-tos. So the rules, we're discussing like obscuring, and we're discussing like big duns and retire. We're giving you like a 30-second short on how this works. So you and your friends can just go to our page and go, here's the rule. This is how it works. We're gonna play. We're doing the popular questions that Chris gets all the time. The answer is we're doing everything we can for you to make this 40K as a whole just more fun, more accessible for the rules, and easier for you to understand, and a faster and better way for you to learn to play better. Not just skill level, but also sportsmanship level, and just the game entirely. We're just trying to teach you everything and make it as accessible as we possibly can. And with you throwing dollars or just not even throwing dollars, just listening and subscribing and all these things. These help us grow much more than you realize. So everything helps.
And for what it's worth, I know some of you have been, whether it's comments or whatever else, you've been asking for us to do certain things, whether it's more battle reports or in this case, the first one, right? Or can you do a video on this? I've had people ask me even in person, oh, you should do a video on this thing because it confuses me and I just figured out how it worked the other day. We're happy to do all that. We're going to try to do all of that, but also we have a limit to how much we can do because we can only afford to do so much. Editing takes time. If we're not making any money, which arguably we're making only Patreon money right now, we're not making anything else. There's no ads that make us any money. It's hard to set aside time to do more recordings. It's hard to afford the things that are going to help fix the audio. And we're trying to, make things as best we can with the equipment we have, but also we use a little help.
So that being said, the last thing I want to shout out is the fact that at this time of this episode being recorded, there is a bunch of battle forces left. We have quite a few battle forces left, both for Sigmar and 40K. So if you jump over to our website, you're still looking for that battle force. Don't fret. We probably still have it. Fingers crossed for you.
Yeah,
and it'll be at 15% off.
Except Space Marines.
That was gone. That was gone. Hard gone. Chaos and regular Space Marines gone. So that being said, one last time, I want to give a shout out to our patrons. Starting with our Guardsman patron, Sergeant Matt's Mini Minute. Sing it. Our White Shield Guardsman patrons, Mitch and Nicodemus and Taburus. And our Servo Skull patron, Captain Beefalo. So thank you to our patrons. We love you.
I'm not sure what accent you put on that one this time.
I don't know.
But
it's weird. Well, with that being said, Chris, you got anything else?
Not this week. We are doing a charity event, but that doesn't mean a whole lot because we're probably doing it while you're listening to this.
Yeah, you're right. Unless you're a patron.
You're right. First weekend of December, we're doing our last tournament for the year, and that's a doubles event. So if you are local at all, show up, play with your friends. Doubles events are a prime time to help teach friends how to play because you can literally stand next to them and help them out. So yeah, stop on by. Well, with that being said, I want to thank you all for listening and tune in next week. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Aaron. I want to thank you again for tuning in for this episode of Gopher's Workshop with us, hanging out and listening. Remember, leave a 5-star review. Let us know what you think. And if you feel like supporting us, you can always go to Patreon in the show notes below. Thanks. Till next time.